Okay, here we have an example of Washington, D.C. real estate. It's fairly typical. This is a multi-unit building on 19th Street in DuPont Circle. And because of rent control and threats to create regulations where you would make a landlord remove mold and lead or prove that there weren't any every single time an apartment is re-rented, no one wants to own a small multi-unit building in DC anymore, and so they are all being sold off, thereby reducing the supply of low and moderate income rental housing. They're all being sold off and turned into luxury condos and sold to owners, because then the owner can deal with those problems and the owner will not be subject to rent control. And in fact, an owner, a person in DC can own up to 4 units. I think it's either 4 or 5, right around 4 or 5, I should know, is when you are then subject to DC rent control. So an individual condo unit owner can actually go buy a house, and he and his or her wife or husband can move into a house together and still own the 2 condos they had when they were single and continue to rent them out, and those will not be subject to rent control because they are below the limit. They don't own enough units. Anyway, this is for sale for a little over $750,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. In any other city, it would be considered a small to medium 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Here it's considered more medium to large. It has parking. It has this stairwell with kind of a teeny landing, so you can go down to your parking. It has a lot of closets. There are 5 units in this building, so it may have been subject to rent control. If the person owned anything else, they were. But now it's 5 condos, high-end finishes, and they're all for sale in the $500,000 to $1 million range. Probably the one on top, I think it's already sold, is more than that. There's at least one more available. I think I'm gonna make a video of it and pair it with this. You can see how it doesn't even have an actual separate kitchen. The kitchen is almost a Pullman kitchen. It's a separate little alcove, but it's just a kitchen stuck in the walls, stuck in the wall in the side of a large room. See how narrow the cabinets are. However, everything is finished off really well. And this whole neighborhood is full of stuff just like this. There's actually one across the sale, I think across the street. I think this is 1816 19th Street. There's one at 1813 19th Street. A lot of really interesting buildings like that one in the corner there with the turret, and they get converted to condos because it's a way of escaping rent control. Anyway, there is a little alcove, I guess you could put your home office in. Not a lot else to show because it's so small. But this is rent control and other regulations that small investors and small landlords are subject to, like proving to DC that there's no mold or no lead or no asbestos in things that were built in 1920 or 1890, or actually paying all kinds of taxes and registering as a business as well as registering that you're a rental unit. That's what's driving people out of this line of work, and then a lot of the properties become condos that only somebody with a down payment and a good credit history, etc., could access. A person who just wants to rent something, no longer available.